And g'day, friends and fans. Welcome to Writing Corner. This is number 21, Defeating Writer's Block. Now, as you can tell, writer's block is primarily a condition associated with writing as a profession in which an author has lost their ability to produce new work. Now, it's a symptom of another condition. Now, this is anxiety, fear, frustration, hunger, tiredness, etc. When you suffer from writer block, it is a symptom, not a disease. So instead of treating the writer's block, identify and treat your mysterious disease. Now, in my many interviews so far, I have asked everybody about how they deal with it. And of course, everybody deals with it with their own way. But the most common symptom of writer's block is nothing happens. The ideas are gone, the words don't come. Or worse, you have gibberish. And we all have had that, even if we won't admit to it. Whoever, put up your hand if you're going to release your first draft. Yeah, I didn't think so either. But of course, losing inspiration is a challenge, not an end. Now, there are underlying causes, which of course can't just always be remedied by a cup of coffee with a shot of whiskey, although a shot of coffee is your first step, not the whiskey. Now, of course, those who know what I mean about the coffee with a shot of whiskey, I'm referring to the infamous cure, that has been going around for years. There have been several, the Hemingway cure, as it's called. Now, of course, obviously Hemingway was dealing with his stress, and whiskey alleviated stress, freed up his writer's block. Now, I'm not saying that will work in your experience, but in my experience, I found you have to find why you have an inability to work rather than blaming it on a vague condition. Treat writer's block as a symptom. Now, the true causes are probably infinite, requiring each of us to be introspective with our health and our physical and our mental conditions. So it breaks down to either mental and or physical. Now, physical conditions start with, of course, disease, exhaustion, hunger, thirst. Often a headache is thirst. Did you know that? Did you know substituting your snacks can change how you actually deal with writer's block? If writer's block is due to hunger, and of course, as you writers often snack, get rid of the high salt, high sugar. They are actually causing your hunger. They are actually causing you to think you're hungry, and actually is causing your writer's block, because salty food creates thirst. Sugar, too much sugar gives you a rush, and a rush actually flushes your mind of. People say, oh man, but getting high gives me inspiration. Yeah, because after you flush your mind of your stress, you have inspiration. But it's not the high. The high's flushed your mind. Then you get the inspiration. You're actually killing your writer's block. A lot of people run around with writer's block all the time. They're actually thinking that, oh no, giving you high gives me inspiration. No, you're treating a disease with drugs instead of treating the disease. Now, acknowledging the real problem and looking for a cure means you're going to take a break, deal with your illness, sleep, drink, eat, and of course, there's plenty of people will tell you to have coffee, but please Try a lemon and honey tea, or a peppermint tea, or a chamomile tea. Especially if you're diabetic, don't rely always on coffee. Now, in mental and emotional stress and distractions, it's hard to write when you're in a bad mood. It's hard even when you're depressed or angry. Deal with the causes. Don't deal with anger with anger. Don't deal with depression with drugs. Deal with the underlying causes. Identify the trauma and, of course, seek help. If depression lasts for more than a few weeks or months, it's important to speak to a doctor, not transfer your emotional baggage to your friends. Lazy days, we all need them. It's called rest and recuperation, not rest and not recreation and more recreation. But yes, there are burnout. Now, burnout, you've pushed yourself too hard. This is when you need the recreation. So we need a day of rest, a day of recreation, and 3 to 4 days of work. And then, of course, you have your touching grass days. You've got to touch the grass. The grass is greener on the other side. No, but touching the grass, get out, walk barefoot, get your mind and focus. Now, we have procrastination. This comes from failure to develop a writing habit. We go back to previous episodes, and you've got to start with your writing habit. If you don't have your daily writing habit, even when you're stuck, depressed, when you're dealing with, if you're having writer's block, read what you wrote, edit. That counts as your daily writing. And if you're finding yourself bored or research tedious, instead of putting it off, take a short break and push yourself. Push yourself. And of course, this doesn't mean you have to write at a frenetic pace. This doesn't mean that you have to go sleepless or work with 4 hours sleep. No. All I'm saying is, and this push yourself is one of the most commonly misunderstood statements. Pushing yourself isn't mean, oh, you're not working as fast as I am, therefore you've got to push yourself. No. Pushing yourself is when you're not moving and you need to get started. That's all I am referring to. I'm not referring to you, this drill sergeant running behind you going, go, 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 faster, faster, faster. But like I said, writing block is one of these things that have so many causes. This is why introspection is required, not externalization of your thoughts and feelings to someone else other than a doctor or a mental health specialist. Don't think your friends and family are there for your emotional baggage or to take out your anger and frustrations on your spouse. Really, that's what punching bags are for, not people. Of course, you can take out your frustrations on people through killing them in mystery novels. That's fine. Just keep the violence to the pages, please. All right. So, daily. Take care of yourself. Eat well, exercise, drink plenty of water, start your writing. After you finish writing, rest, relax. Don't run yourself down. Regular breaks, regular water. I recommend shower when you get up, shower after writing, shower after exercise, shower before you go to bed. It's a stress reliever. No matter what you're working on, other activities may sound more important. Schedule your days around your other activities so that you know, oh, I got I got 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here. 10 minutes can be a couple of lines a day. This is when you're in that sort of mentality of finding ways to create it, but doing 10-minute crunches might not work for you, and therefore you may have to juggle things around so you have a few hours or an hour a day. That's better, but don't time crunch yourself if you've only got 10-minute blocks. I mean, busy mums, I understand that that first 6 months, but really, go get a parenting guide and start to. I mean, parenting is steps to the point where when you're standing on the final top steps, you're watching your adult child go free into the world without you stressing. That's the point. You're raising a child to an adult, not hovering 24/7 over a baby for the next 18 to 20 years. Please don't turn anything into a distraction to escape writing. Otherwise, you'll never get that book finished. I'm not disparaging parents who write or say because you're a mum, you've got to stop writing. I'm just saying a lot of mums particularly say they've only got 10 minutes a day. And I understand that there are actually writing methods that are, I do something for an hour, I take 10 minutes off, and during that 10-minute break, I'll write a couple of sentences down. And later, when I have a period to myself, I'll take those sentences and turn them into turn it and edit the work. So you're writing down the ideas, just point a few points. Take those coffee table how to write books and use them as inspiration, not textbooks. I'm trying not to be textbook either. Write your own path to your own pace in your own way and style. But getting advice from other writers is inspiration. Take inspiration from some of the previous and upcoming interviews, please. Now, if you're really stuck on something, this is where procrastination, writer's block sometimes comes in. I have an idea, and let's say your character's on a precipice, no way down, no way up, no way back. How do I get him out of this situation? It depends on your world building, and everything leading up to it. But does he turn and face the enemy, take a few steps back and jump? But when you have this, right, you can go back, change a little few things leading up to that point and go, right, he smiles. He waves to the oncoming horde, and then he does a double backflip back and dives into the river below. Or he's got some other, there's always a chance of surrendering, There's always, look at Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, try to think of a few good escapes. Indiana Jones, I think, is nothing in the new movie. I'm talking about the older ones. He's captured by the Nazis in The Last Crusade. It's another one too. I mean, don't think you've written yourself into a corner and that surrender isn't an option. Just seek advice from other writers. Sometimes, of course, defeating writing the block is a matter of inspiration, and the best ideas come from, well, how did I get to this point? I go back, start from the beginning, read through your points and through your notes, I have an idea. Some people don't believe writer's block. Some people say they don't get writer's block. To some, it's a real condition. To others, it's a symptom of their underlying mental health issues. And of course, if you do have underlying mental health issues, I sympathize with you. I know what it's like. And dealing with them is not as simple as I make it out to be. But of course, after a while, when you learn to deal with your mental health issues, yes, it will become a habit. And then once something becomes a habit, then it's as simple as saying, yes, when I have mental health issues, I take my stress breaks. I do my stress relievers. Would you say you're inspired when you're unblocked? I mean, I do not prescribe to the marijuana makes it better, or the poets like Byron, who swore by heroin. Try not to also think of Hemingway and his whiskey and coffee. Try to seek your inspiration in your work, in your own, and de-stress. Shower, walking, touching grass, talking to people. I sometimes find the best blocks are between either 2-hour blocks or 4-hour blocks. In a 4-hour block, of course, you're going to have a break every few hours. And of course, some of the writer's blocks are simply start at 9. Of course, after a couple of hours, you're going to be eating again. So eat right. And of course, those writing, and after the second block, you're going to take a walk, take a shower, do some exercise and take a shower. You're going to develop your writing habit, and part of your writing habit will be defeating writer's blocks. So you're setting yourself up to always defeat your writing blocks, and therefore you're not getting writer's block. You're always working the problem each and every time, and you'll find that you're not getting to the point of having a writer's block. And it will really work for you. It will uplift you. It will inspire you. It'll get you into the habit of having an idea, writing it down rather than waiting or letting it overwhelm you. And you'll know, instead of as you're writing, you'll know in your mind that, yes, I am going to be writing for a few hours. I've got other things, and you won't be thinking of the other things to do because you've already planned your day. And when anything interrupts you, I know it's hard because you have that flow. And a lot of people, when they get their flow, when they stop, they lose those ideas. But if you get into the habit of talking your ideas and building them up all the time, and you'll remember the best ideas and not worry about the ideas you've forgotten. And if you learn to, when you're interrupted and you go back, just go back a few lines and read, and be re-inspired. And sometimes you'll see what you've written and go, I can change this. I've now got new ideas. So don't marry yourself to what you've written. Don't marry yourself to your plans. Try to treat interruptions not as a problem or a drama. The less we react with feelings to problems, we don't develop writer's block, because writer's block is, as far as I'm concerned, anxiety or fear and anger. Those 3 negative feelings, negative thoughts. Try not to develop them. Try not to dwell on them. Thank you for listening. Now, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Please support the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you'd like to support the channel, buy my book, send my Ko-Fi links and other links in the channel. You can find my social media and my book links in my link tree below. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you very much, even if you just subscribe or just hit that like, please.